Good afternoon. Welcome to another Lunch and Learn with Product Management. This afternoon we have Sharon, Stephen, Jason, Brian, and myself, Lee. And Sharon is going to be presenting our new client login portal. Take it away, Sharon.
Good afternoon. We've added some functionality this month that's quite exciting. It's something that customers have been asking for a very long time, and that is using a customer portal for customers to be able to go in and sign up for an account, use some order details, look at their refund history on an order. They're able also to look at their shipping tracking information, print invoices, look at recurring orders if the merchant would like for them to, and essentially be able to look at their current autoresponder subscriptions and be able to sign up to a new feature, which we call featured autoresponders. So let's take a look at the portal, and I'm going to show you how it is that a customer would interact with the portal, as well as show them how they get started. So in order to create an account, what we've done is we've created a merge code that a customer can actually drop into their template, and it's the register and sign in merge code. So it's a customer portal, and you'll find that located in the master templates area of the store settings. And once this is dropped into the template, it displays on page where the page contents is the ability to either register for an account or to sign in to a current account. So to sign up for an account, you basically ask for the customer's name, their email address, and they would give a password, and there's some rules around those passwords currently here. There's also a quick link to be able to go in here and just sign in if you've already got an account. And again, what you're seeing is that the portal displays on the page contents of your master template. So I'm going to sign in because I've already got an account. So I'll sign in with an existing account and enter a password. And once I'm signed in, what I'm going to be seeing is the details of my customer portal. If I am a current customer, I would receive some information from my billing profile and my shipping profile that I may already have on account. If this is a brand new person joining the customer portal or joining the merchant's registered customer account, they wouldn't see any information because there's no information currently on file for them. So they'd be seeing blanks here instead. So you can see that I've got my basic billing information, and then I switch over to a tabbed interface, which actually shows me my shipping profile. And I have the ability to change any of this information and save the changes. And it should update my information in the contact record that my merchant has on file for me, or it will be saving that information for the first time in the case of a person that's never registered before or purchased before. So besides the profile, we've got access to looking at orders. Now, if the person has actually purchased from that merchant before, they may see some orders in this section. It would give the order date and the time that the order was placed, and these will all go in descending order, so the latest will be on top. It'll give an order ID, and this is convenient just in case that the customer is viewing details about this order and needs to ask a question. They would be able to give an order reference to that merchant in the case of needing to give them a telephone call. It gives a total and what the order status currently is for that order. Now, we've also given a quick look to view details on that order. So the customer will be able to go in and have a look at the items that were purchased, and as well as the totals, and then if a refund was given on this order. So you can see that I have no refund information, but I've purchased a digital product in the amount of $48. And you can also see, just take a look at one of the larger orders, that if it's a multiple order or if it has multiple product options, that you can see that with these new options selections, we've divided the page much like we've done on the merchant side, so that they actually can see what options were selected at the time of purchase. Now, the other thing that's nice about viewing the orders is that the customer can actually go in and look at their shipment tracking details. So I can go in, and if this were a multi-shipment tracking, if, for example, if a customer or if our merchant were to ship these items in separate boxes or separate parcels, we would see multiple lines here. It gives the description of the line item that was placed in that tracking package and a tracking number and who the shipper was and what date it was shipped. So customers can go to this portal and receive shipping information at a glance and know where their orders are being fulfilled. In the orders section, we also have a print invoice, and this print invoice is the current invoice that the customer will see upon checkout. So this is what's displayed to them on the thank you page. We also have this option to be able to reprint that invoice from a merchant side, but now the customer has control over that, and at any time if they've lost their invoice for some reason, they can go in and open this page up and print that for their convenience. The last item that we've got in our customer portal regarding orders is we have the recurring order summary. Now, the recurring order summary means that my merchant for this website is actually selling recurring orders, obviously, or recurring subscription products. It also has an indicator there that the merchant has allowed this to be viewed. Some merchants may not wish, for some reason or another, to let their customers see what their recurring subscriptions are, and some may not want them updated. So we do have some items, which I'll show you in just a moment, on how to control those items on the setup page in the customer portal that can be controlled from a merchant perspective. So here you see our recurring order summary, the recurring ID, which you can refer to with the merchant on that, the product description, the last charge that was made, the date that the next charge is going to happen, how many of these items that are being purchased on a monthly basis, the event status, and that means whether or not that event is active. It can be on hold. This event status is overdue, and it's probably because the credit card information for that customer is not on file. So they're waiting on credit card information to be updated, which is something that our merchants have requested in the past, that we be able to let the customer control that portion of their business. We have a recurring price, and then I can go in and view the details. Once I look at the details, I can see that this is the billing information for which my recurring product is set up. So this is the information for the credit card that I've included when I made the recurring purchase. And then if my merchant allows me to, I can go in and I can update that recurring payment information by selecting a different credit card, let's say, than what I currently charge this product to. So if I had a vitamin subscription, for example, and I got a new credit card, I can go in and update that information. I can change it to whatever type of credit card that my merchant allows, and I can enter a card number for that recurring event. And because and an expiration date. And because my merchant has said that, he would like for me to be able to control that information, I can save those changes, and the recurring event should be updated at this point and use that information to process the next order. All right, the third thing in our customer portal that we're introducing is the ability to look at autoresponder subscriptions, so email subscriptions. In this, I can see that I am subscribed currently to an autoresponder, and when you see the checkbox, that means you're currently subscribed to the autoresponder. With this feature, we're introducing something called featured email subscriptions. So if a merchant would like to offer a newsletter or perhaps some special subscription to customers to sign up for. They can do it by featuring an autoresponder. And so I just wanted to go out into the interface and show you where those changes have been made. So under email and marketing, if I were to go in and create a new autoresponder, you can see I enter a campaign name, but also there's a new field called description. Now this description is not currently on the autoresponder. This is brand new. So that means that any description that you've seen within the portal here is this description, and it's going to be a public-facing description. And that's important for the merchant because they would want to be able to know that the customer was going to be reading this and deciding whether or not they wanted to subscribe to this email campaign. And then the next item that's new on the autoresponder subscriptions is whether or not this is a featured campaign. And by checking yes, what that will do is it will allow me to go in and display that as a featured email subscription. So in essence, any autoresponder that you're featuring will show up for any customer underneath the featured email subscriptions. So in order to subscribe to something, all a customer has to do is say whether or not they would like to subscribe, which probably would need to include information about how frequently that subscription will be going out as a recommendation, and they would select subscribed. And in that case, it would show you that now my subscriptions for this login, I'm subscribed to the Rock and Roll newsletter, and it gives me a date of subscription, and it will start from whatever day I told them to start sending the first message.
Do those descriptions support HTML? Can you embed HTML into the description?
At this point, no, but that's something that we could consider, definitely. So let me show you, I think we've covered, well, actually, a couple of things I wanted to point out. So I've showed you that the basic merge code for dropping the customer portal into your template, it showed, first of all, register and sign in. As soon as I actually got logged into the portal, those links changed from my account to log out. So at this point, when you select my account, it's going to take you to the very first page of the customer portal. So by logging out, you're going to see that I automatically change. It basically knows what state the portal's in and will read those links accordingly. So we can either register for a new account or we can go and sign in using the existing account. For customers that have actually forgotten their password, if they key in their email address and reset their password, they're going to be given an email that will allow them to go in and reset that password upon clicking the email.
When a customer signs up with a client login account, do they receive an email containing their details for that account?
They do. And the email that they receive basically gives them instructions to click the link, and they're going to have to verify their account. And that's just in case someone went in and put a bogus email address in, and it requires that verification be done prior to an account to be created for that merchant, or for that customer, sorry.
Okay, thanks.
While we're on the topic of email, real quick here, when you're creating your account, is it gonna send sort of like an opt-in link like we do for our autoresponders?
Actually, the opt-in link is not necessary because what has happened here is that this customer has signed in to your portal on your website, and they've asked for an account. So the customer portal, it actually has created an opt-in status of allowing them to be subscribed as a customer. So in that case, there's no opt-in link required. But by verifying that account, that's what they're doing. They're actually opting in at the same time. They're verifying their account, and once that account is created, then, it's okay to email to those customers. Their status doesn't actually change to a registered customer until they've actually clicked that verification link that they signed up to that account. The portal its strengths are allowing us to actually venture out and do some different things with customers. So the beginnings of this is to provide them some access and some control over their data from a merchant's perspective, but it's also to allow us to be able to do some interesting things, such as being able to provide wish lists, to be able to manage some subscriptions, to be able to track their shipments and their emails and their email preferences, to maybe even store some of their credit cards, to have separate billing profiles and separate shipping profiles so that I can log in, at some point and be able to choose, whether I wanted to use my Visa or MasterCard because I had those cards on file. I also want to be able to eventually offer loyalty, coupons. I want to be able to group those people that are logged in and they can have special pricing. So all of these things are building toward allowing us to offer things to the customer. But another thing it's allowing us to do is it's allowing our merchants to target those customers. And what we want to show you is one of the first steps, and we don't have a lot of data at this point because we've just registered them as a customer. But as we get more and more ingrained in wish lists and things like that, we're going to know what their behaviors are as a customer or as a registered customer, and we're going to be able to market them accordingly. I'm going to the Manage Contacts page, and essentially I have added some new functionality here that will allow me to go in and target a registered customer. If I go into the contact information into registered customers, I can actually do a couple of things. I can find out how many registered customers have a saved cart. So essentially, if this customer signs in with us, then I can actually save that cart information. So if they go in and add things to their cart, then I've got that information. I know that they've been shopping with me. When that person actually leaves my site without purchasing, then I know that they've created or they've abandoned a cart, and we call that a saved cart. So registered customers, I can locate them by who has actually created the saved cart. And I've created a comeback message that says, "Dear so-and-so, you've left some items behind in your shopping cart." You might say, "Thank you for shopping with us." And one of the real targets would be being able to select them and be able to actually merge in a special coupon that you've created just for customers that have left you, and say, if you come back now, get 20% off this specific item because this coupon's been created. So there's going to be a lot of different things that are going to be added in supporting this new functionality in the customer portal.